This Sunday, a 40-year journey of reporting in his own backyard.
I was so excited. I got a job in television. I felt like the luckiest guy in the world.
Stuart Ledbetter looks back at his decades here at NBC5, from covering the State House.
And it's a really dynamic place where every issue that matters to this state is considered and debated.
To the history he got to see.
We like to say that every vote counts. That came down to the last vote on the floor of the House of Representatives.
Stu shares his highlights from having a front row seat to it all. Why he never left, but why now is the time to step away.
Been doing this a long time, continuously, since I was still a senior at UVM.
This morning, we salute Stu. It's all next on our Sunday morning program. Hello, I'm Brian Colleran, and this is NBC5 In Depth. We started this show 3 years ago this month. I should say Stuart Ledbetter got it started. And on this Sunday morning, we are here to celebrate the reporter whose strong delivery, smarts, and at times wit graced our airwaves for the last 40 years. For the next 30 minutes, a salute to Stu. Young Stu Ledbetter got his spark at 17 while watching his dad run for Vermont's U.S. Senate seat.
I got into the news business because my dad had been involved in politics, and I could see the relationship between reporters and candidates and political leaders.
His first job out of college was in radio. Then in 1984, he got the call from WPTZ television.
I was so excited. I got a job in television. I felt like the luckiest guy in the world.
This meter shows how many gallons of raw sewage.
Stu was green, as they say, while getting a chance to cover Burlington's new mayor. So green that he ended up making others look green on TV with his camera work.
Well, I didn't get it right. And he was as, green as a Martian. And I put it on TV because I needed the interview, and I could not go crawling back to the mayor and ask him for a redo. And it took him a while to forgive me, I think.
But he quickly became a trusted reporter for Channel 5, covering all the big stories, becoming the station's main evening anchor, and then eventually running the whole operation as the news director, making a few memorable hires over the years.
And as I like to tell him, he was not our first choice, but the first guy turned us down.
But that worked out.
It worked out really well, didn't it?
In a business where many people moved to other cities, there were offers to go to someplace bigger, like in 2006, when he could have joined the Associated Press in Washington, D.C.
My father told me, he said, you can walk away from Vermont where, you know everybody and they know you, to go be a nobody in the back room on the 4th floor in Washington working Saturday night. You sure you want to do that, Stuart?
He stayed.
Every time I started to look around, something would change. The top story in Vermont this week for Friday, January 5th, 2007. I'm Stuart Ledbetter.
That's when he took over as host of Vermont PBS's weekly discussion show, Vermont This Week. A show Stu would host with a passion to inform his fellow Vermonters for a record 17 years. It helped that Stu was in the middle of a 20-year run as News Channel 5's State House reporter in Montpelier, providing viewers with a front row seat to history.
Those voting yes, 79. Those voting no, 68.
When Vermont became the first state to recognize civil unions. His passion for politics had him moderating our live debates, covering the presidential campaigns of a former Vermont governor and a sitting U.S. senator twice. And in the middle of a pandemic,
Good Sunday morning, everyone. I'm Stuart Ledbetter.
Started our Sunday morning public affairs show, NBC5 In Depth. Over the years, he has mentored countless young reporters, giving them helpful hints on how to cover his state. He felt like the luckiest guy back in 1984 to land that first job in local TV. We here at NBC5 consider ourselves to be even luckier to have been able to call him ours all these years. I'm going to utter a few words that we've probably never heard on this program. Stuart Ledbetter, welcome to NBC5 In Depth.
I've never been a guest on this show.
You started this show 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, we've been talking about it for a while, but it was still during the pandemic, so, you know, that delayed our plans. But we didn't have a Sunday morning show here. We had one in the 90s, went away when we expanded elsewhere into noon and mornings. And, you know, this is a unique thing.
Yeah.
You can get into topics with guests that, you know, that involve a level of complexity and nuance that, you know, doesn't work as well in a 12-second soundbite at the evening news.
Right. Your decision to step away, why now?
Well, I've been doing this a long time, continuously, since I was still a senior at UVM when I got my first job, and I have had no break in the action. So I wanted to leave while I can still, I'm young enough still, I feel, to do everything. And it's just that simple.
I've heard that a couple times in the past couple of weeks. Stu looks and still looks so young and so spry.
Well, I am not yet Medicare eligible, but thank you.
Have you had time to reflect on your 40 years here?
Not really. I think that'll come in the next few weeks, but it's been a real whirlwind. I've heard from so many people, people who used to work at our station, people who used to work at our competing stations, just folks in the. I heard from my second grade teacher the other day. Wrote me a note. It was just lovely. I mean, lovely.
One station, 40 years.
Yeah.
You know, you and I have both worked in this industry for a long time, and you don't see that very often.
No.
Did you think in the beginning that you would stay at one place?
I would have bet every nickel I had that would not be the case. I remember my buddy and I were going to buy a condominium back in the 80s in South Burlington. I said, no. I'm not going to be here long enough for it to be worthwhile. That has been thrown back in my face by my buddy ever since. No, it's, but it has advantages. I mean, you get to know. The great broadcast teacher, Al Tompkins, told me when I took a course with him years ago, he said, you know, it's rare, but you bring an added value. People who get to know their community, their market, or their state really well, bring something to the game that you just, it's hard when you've only been in a place for a few months.
And you've had many jobs while you've been here.
Yeah, that's kept me interested.
Yeah.
That's one of the great things about the news business is that, you know, it's dynamic. You're not in a cubicle doing the same thing every day for a career. But yeah, I mean, I'm a reporter. That's what I do. They let me anchor, but I've always thought I was a better reporter than anything. For 10 years, I was a news director here, and that was great. You don't typically have people retire as news director because it's tough and it burns you out. But it's changed. Every few years, things changed. And I got to spend quite a few years with Vermont PBS as well, which was also terrific.
And this industry has changed over the 40 years, hasn't it?
This, you know, we've been going back into the vault, looking at old stories and. You know, the resolution of the video is terrible and the sound is not great, and the technology has changed tremendously. The business has changed a lot. The model has changed.
Yeah.
We have new distribution channels now. We didn't have the internet when I started. We didn't have wireless microphones or the ability to transmit live pictures in high definition through, you know, cellular networks. We didn't have cellular networks.
Right.
So the whole thing has been an evolution, and yeah, it continues to evolve, but big changes.
Our conversation with Stu continues this morning as we look back at the biggest stories of his long career from his perspective. That's in a moment.
Hey, Stu. I've been involved in Vermont politics for a while. Obviously not as long as you have, but you're much older than me. But over my 20+ years, you've been a fixture in the media. It's hard to imagine Vermont's political world without you covering it, challenging us politicians in a respectful way, and keeping everyone informed. You've been a trusted voice for Vermonters for decades. Our very own Walter Cronkite. That's a compliment, by the way. And it probably goes without saying. And I know your mom is very proud of you. And I bet your dad would have been too. I wish you the best of luck in your next chapter, whatever it might be. And on behalf of all Vermonters, thank you for being you.
We are celebrating Stuart Ledbetter this morning, and it's a tall task to sum up a 40-year career in just a few minutes. But Stu had to try. Here he is in his own words.
I was only weeks into a new TV job when the Amtrak Montrealer, with nearly 300 passengers on board, crashed one Saturday morning into a ravine in Williston. I would never forget it.
I heard this big crash, boom, and the car.
Weather was a factor then. But turned out natural disasters, whether ice or torrential flooding, would be a recurring theme over the next 40 years. The first story I ever did for NBC5.
This is what we found today. Raw waste pouring peacefully into the Burlington Harbor.
This meter shows how
May 1984. The reporter was Sure Green. The track makes me cringe. But the story might not be so different today.
It's hard to get an accurate figure.
From the beginning, politics was my beat, and it proved a rewarding one, covering elections, the State House, and big debates, from climate to energy to civil rights.
This is the first time that any state Supreme Court in this country.
The tumult over civil unions. And 10 years later, full marriage equality as well.
Those voting yes, 100. Those voting no, 49. 100 needed to pass. You have voted to override the veto.
It came down to a single vote. I covered 6 governors, but never anticipated the role a tiny state would play on national politics.
I was not elected to this office to be something that I am not. I hope that the people of Vermont will understand it.
Like Jim Jeffords' decision to ditch the GOP, single-handedly shifting control of the 50-50 Senate. Governor Howard Dean catching fire, chasing the 2004 Democratic nomination for president. I traveled the country that year and could not believe what I saw in America's biggest cities.
When you stand up on that podium and you see the faces and they're waiting for you, what kind of a feeling is that?
It's a feeling of a lot of responsibility.
After spending a fortune and still losing here and in Iowa, the once mighty Dean campaign now moves south and west to a rapid-fire series of primaries in much larger states.
Years later, Senator Bernie Sanders ran for the nomination as well, twice. We followed him, too.
I move that Hillary Clinton be selected.
3, 2, and 1. The next stop, Milwaukee, where, despite the fact, 3, 2, 1.
It was thrilling and exhausting at the same time, editing stories in hotel rooms or on the campaign riser as fast as we could. And 7 New Hampshire primaries along the way.
At this polling place, it's nothing short of a media frenzy. That's Mitt Romney over in the crowd there.
What a scene it could be.
There's a woman in a bear suit pushing a candidate named Uncle Buck, who, as far as we know, is not on the ballot here. So there's some color everywhere you look, along with the serious business of trying to pick a potential president.
I got to meet future presidents, a few celebrities and network anchors, too. In this business, you never know what will come next.
Just a tremendous political career, elected governor in 3 separate decades.
The sudden death of Governor Dick Snelling. Local soldiers sent off to war.
Of all the sounds filling the hall at Norwich, the ones you could not hear were hearts breaking.
A dramatic prison escape in 2015.
WPTC's Stuart Ledbetter had law enforcement sources telling him earlier today
The
that
Dannemora manhunt, riveting all of us for 3 weeks.
At least one jet from Burlington was bearing down on the New York City area when the FAA's emergency declaration was issued.
The unbelievable tragedy of September 11th.
Within minutes, security here tightened. Additional police officers arrived as more and more got the news of one terrible attack after another.
40 years is a long time to distill down to 4 minutes.
You're watching WPTZ News Channel 5. And now, coverage you can count on.
So much technical change.
We have not had a lot of snow lately. We're getting some tonight.
So many talented NBC5 colleagues. How lucky to be part of it, and honored by a community of broadcasters.
I thank you so much for this.
To land with a great company.
Please rise and be recognized.
And to spend my career in the place that is home.
The one story you remember the most over these 40 years?
Not possible to give you just one. Though the tragedies stick with you. When we lose a soldier in Afghanistan and you have to go and knock on the door of the family, that is brutal. The Dannemora prison escape was up there too, because there was so much tension in the community for days and days and days. And covering the national presidential campaigns with our small state governors and senators is, I'll never forget that.
Speaking of politics, you spent 20 years reporting at the State House.
Yes.
What was it that brought you there each and every winter?
I love politics. I mean, it's in my DNA. My parents, it was a political family, so we had dinner table conversations about public policy and Congress and presidents and governors, and the State House is the nexus of every important subject that comes before the people and the decision makers of Vermont, of every state, and so it was a dynamic thing that I found quite interesting. Plus, you get to work indoors in the winter, and that's not so bad.
And the presidential campaigns, I mean, that had to be a thrill.
Oh, it's totally.
Going across the country.
Yeah, well, I say in the piece, a total thrill, and it's totally exhausting.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it.
Oh, yeah.
And these things last for months and months. We'd dip in and out for a week or two, and oh my God, I was so ready to come home.
What will you miss the most about this?
Well, I don't know. Ask me in 6 months, but I will miss the people of the news. The news business has been great to me, and I've tried to give back as I could. The excitement of this, when a siren goes by, I still look. I always will.
What will you do with your free time? Because you're gonna have some free time on your hands.
So they tell me. I ask everybody, hey, how is it? How is it? And everyone recommends it without exception. We'll see. But I'm going to do the things that you always hear people say. I've got some house projects. I really want to go to Europe this summer and maybe to Australia next winter and reconnect with a lot of friends and family that it's hard to get around the country and see as much as I would like. Now we'll have some time.
And next fall, you have the option to come back here, spend some time with us during the election season.
Yes.
What's that going to look like, and what are you looking forward to in this election coming up?
Well, when we get to the fall, it'll be debate time, and campaign 2024 is going to be pretty monumental. So I've
offered to help. We'll see. Analysis, profiles, debates, we'll see.
Well, we're going to love to have you back.
I look forward to it. Thank you very much.
And thank you for your 40 years here.
Stu, the one disappointment I have in retirement is that you're going to retire and I can't turn on the news every night and see you.
We go way back. You've been there 40 years, here 40 years. I've been here 40 years. You've been watching me, I've been watching you. And I gotta say, I have so much admiration and respect for the work you've done on behalf of Vermont.
I just wanted to thank you personally for all the hard work that you have done to give Vermonters inside scoop on what's happening in the news.
Local journalism is more threatened than ever and more important than ever.
I know I can always count on you to do your level best to get the story right.
You have a superb reputation here and you've earned it. One of fairness, integrity.
And you've always done it with a smile and a twinkle, even when you're giving me a hard time and others.
And we're gonna miss you. Not just those of us in office who see the work of integrity that you do, but all Vermonters who have relied on your take on the news for a very long time.
I gotta tell you, as one Vermonter who's been watching you for 40 years, I really want to express my gratitude. Thanks, Stuart.
I wish you the very, very best, and I know I'll see you around.
Marcel and I will miss seeing you on TV.
Before we go, a final word or words from Stu's colleagues here at NBC5.
After 40 years in news, you still have the best hair in Vermont broadcasting, Stu.
I remember when I first arrived here at NBC5 7 years ago, I thought, wow, you are a walking encyclopedia with perfect hair. Perfect hair.
40 years is a long, long time. It's actually longer than I've been. Oh, I actually won't say it.
It's gonna be so weird to look over at this desk and see it empty. I mean, look at all this stuff. You got an old calculator.
You know, with retirement comes more time to play golf. You've been talking about this invite to your club for years now. Well, no excuses. My 6-iron and I were ready.
All kinds of papers from who knows how long.
One of my favorite memories with you is going to get Thai food and just talking about life.
It's been such a privilege to learn from you and get your feedback as a young journalist, and also occasionally share at the same time.
And of course, your ring light.
I want to have a big thank you to you for everything you've done to inspire me to get into journalism.
You've taught us so many incredible lessons as journalists, and we will miss you dearly.
I want to thank you for always being so kind and willing to help me out during my time here.
You're one of the most knowledgeable and inspirational people I've come across in this industry.
And it was a true pleasure to be able to work with you for even just a portion of your illustrious career.
Sitting and standing next to you at those political debates moderating has been one of the highlights of my career.
I am so thankful that I got to share the anchor desk with a true legend.
You really, really made a difference, especially in helping Vermonters understand the often complex workings of state government.
From one Vermonter to another, he's taught me how to pay it forward, and something that I will continue to do with every community that I serve.
Thank you so much, and I wish you the best in everything that's coming up.
We're really gonna miss you and wish you all the best in retirement.
Hope you get to enjoy a lot more time to relax
relax and have fun.
Your skis are ready to go. I know you're looking forward to March, so please, let's ski.
We definitely don't want you to be shy, so always come back to visit. We know you're always a friendly face here.
Just want to say again, congratulations.
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 Congratulations on a wonderful 40-year run here at Channel 5.
We are all wishing you a very happy and very long retirement.